Hey, welcome. Thank you for joining me for our vision board party for spiritual business. So this is day one. So you may have seen we're going to be talking about your life purpose, and it is a vision board party and a podcast. And you may or may not notice that I have a flashing light. Just it's not a disco ball, but it is a flashing light. It's actually being faulty, but we're going to pretend that my light wants to celebrate and have an actual party. So I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, all of you who are new to me, who are joining me for this vision board party, and for everyone who does know me and you're back again for this annual spiritual business vision board party and Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. Thank you for trusting me, and thank you for coming to the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So you can comment in the comments and I will pull them up. We've got around 90 minutes or so together today, live every single day. I'm going to share that with you. But if you're watching on the replay, which I know that many of you are, then that's absolutely fine. Please do comment on the replay. What I notice is people watch and they don't necessarily comment on the replay. Hey Yaz, how you doing? Hey Sherry, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. So hopefully you're excited. And yeah, I can't actually stop that thing from flashing, but I might just put it away because it's a bit of a distraction, and bring some lights closer in. All right, so I'm going to share my screen in just a second and share my mind map. Yaz, you've already been on this vision board party, and I know that you know my mind map. Sherry's new to me, so let's dive into this vision board challenge, and I'll let you know what I am going to cover today. Be prepared, have notes, take notes. If you've got your journal, grab your journal. I've got the Soul Legacy journal. I call it 365 days of sharing your spiritual awakening story. Be prepared to go through an awakening as a result of going through this vision board party. So thank you so much, Yaz. So let me just share my screen with you and share what we are going to cover. So wherever you are, Yaz, you're on YouTube as well. So I'm streaming this on Facebook. I'm streaming this vision board party on my YouTube channel. And I will leave it up all year long. So every year I come and do this annually. And I am streaming this in the Soul Legacy Academy as well for my students. And so this is actually a teaching that I actually share with my students. So if you're a student of mine, you know this. And I do some coaching through it. And I'm going to give you some free coaching. I'm going to give you some coaching in Telegram. And I'm going to invite you to some group coaching. I'm going to invite you to participate and win some group coaching based on the 50K in 50 days challenge. And if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't bank 50K in 50 days, just hang tight. All right. So Yaz says, prepared times a million. All right. So thank you again, Yaz. So what I will do is just share with you again. I'm going to share my mind map, and I've got lots of windows, lots of screens to share with you and walk you through this 7-day spiritual business vision board challenge. And on day 7, you want to stay tuned for all of the days. On day 7, we are going to be talking about financial freedom in 2026. And so throughout 2026, you'll be watching this if you're watching on the replay. But what I want to do is just challenge you to go from today, which is life purpose contribution, and that is further up in this playlist. Everything that I'm going to be sharing with you, all of the teachings are in one place. I've made it really, really easy for you to go through each day, right? So if you're watching live, then and you come to a different day, you can click continue on YouTube. What I will say is today we're going to be talking about life purpose. Tomorrow is day 2. We're going to be talking about health. So we're talking essentially about building a spiritual business. If you don't have a spiritual business, it's not really going to make much sense. But if you have a spiritual business that you really envision going big, and you have a vision and a soul mission, you're going to love this. But what I want to do is encourage you to look after your own health. You know how we serve and we go out there and we do all the things. We want to have a vision for our own health while we contribute in the world. All right. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow, and I'll share with you how I'm going to follow up with you and keep going through this. And so emotional freedom, we're talking about living an intentional life in alignment with your vision and your values and raising your vibrational frequency. So get prepared to create a vision, and the vision is going to light you up. It's not going to be something that you're like, oh, I don't want to have fun doing that. Like, oh, that feels too hard, or that feels whatever it is. You only want to put things on our vision board that we know that are going to be fun. And I'm not saying that you never have to do anything fun in life, but we're going to turn it into a more fun way of doing things and moving with ease, grace, and flow, and moving up and down the emotional scale. So you'll definitely want to follow through on this vision board challenge, because the emotional freedom is the biggest thing, the biggest key to manifestation. And if you don't know that, you will by the end of this 7-day challenge. And again, for spiritual business and life work balance, environmental freedom, all throughout 2026. And if you look back on 2025, have you had the level of freedom that you really wanted? So that's what we're going to be talking about. For me, it's home and travel while I build my spiritual business. And so let me know if any of them stick out as a favorite day for you. So we're going to be talking on Friday, day 5, about relationship freedom. Building a spiritual business vision board, a badass spiritual business vision board, is about having the life that you actually want to have, as well as contributing to others. So that means serving and building relationships with your soul clients, having relationships with yourself and your soul family and your soul tribe. I'm super excited about that one. And spiritual freedom is on Saturday, day 6 of this vision board challenge. And again, I encourage you to get all the way to the end. And if you get all the way to the end, and I don't know if this is going to actually play, hopefully it won't, you will see that I am offering a one-on-one session. So I'm going to be doing some what I call 50 breakthrough sessions that serve, and I do them periodically throughout the year. And so you'll see Kim was talking about last year, and Yaz was also on as well last year and had a breakthrough session with me. So I'm going to be kicking off your bank 50K in 50 days challenge by offering one-on-ones for those who are active. There's no catch. I do ask for a video testimonial. And if you want to continue working with me in a badass way, then you absolutely can. And so as we go through this vision board challenge, the idea is I'm going to teach you how to create a video montage, right? And so we're doing images for our vision board challenge, and we're doing images for each of the 7 days for your life purpose, for your health, for your emotions, for your health, environmental freedom, for your relationships, your spirituality, money goals. And so we're going to break down your life intentionally, put it back together and make it be an absolutely awesome life, right? So I do get people say, well, do I have vision boards for every single area? Yes, you have these images, and then we create a video montage. And if you've ever heard of mind movers, it's kind of like that. So what I want to say is that thank you again for joining me, and I will come to comments in a second. And apologies for my screen jumping up and down. Next year, because this is an annual challenge, and my challenge for you is not only to participate. I know I'm asking a lot. We know vision boards work. I'm asking you to participate, right? Whether you're watching live or on the replay, and come back with me, right? Come back with me this time next year, the second week in December at 7:30 p.m. UK time. I challenge you to do the bank 50K in 50 days. You can share with me as we go throughout the year, whenever you're watching this, but also come back with me and actually set intentions every single year. Every time you level up, I level up, we all level up, and we all raise the vibration of the planet. That's the challenge. It's not about challenging each other. It's about challenging yourself and just being the best version of you. Does that sound cool? And I'm going to come to comments in a second. Let me know if that sounds cool. This vision board challenge, what I often get asked is, can I create a vision board just on my phone? Yes. Can I create a vision board, a book? Yes. Can you create a quote board? Yes. Can you create a digital vision board? Yes. If you want to do a video montage, it's going to need to be a digital vision board. If you struggle with the tech stuff, which Kim had mentioned on her testimonial, she struggled with the tech stuff, I am here to ask any questions, but that video that I've just shown you that's in the playlist actually walks you through the tech stuff. So there's no excuses. You're going to be posting your vision boards every single day or every other day when you've got them done. And by the end of the challenge, I want you to wrap up at the end of the week and post all of your vision boards and your video montage. And so we're going to do this on Canva. All right. So I will come back to the end of here, but the idea is for you to leave with Canva. So Canva is canva.com, Canva, canva.com, and you go to designs and then you click mood boards, and these are the images that come up. Now I suggest, they're my designs, I suggest creating a vision board for each of the areas, and you'll notice that mine are color coded. I suggest creating them so they're color coded, and I'm going to share with you why as we go through this, because I'm wearing my red t-shirt because it's life purpose, and you'll see me just having fun, just really signaling to the universe, hey, this is what I'm focusing on, this is my intention. Let me know if that makes sense in the comments, and I will come to you. So again, take notes. So this is the tool that I use, my vision board challenge, to get me through my dark night of the soul. As I went through my spiritual awakening, my vision boards and journaling were the two tools that I use, and I consistently use, and I've used for decades, right? So about 15 years. So on my YouTube channel, I talk about this being a vision board party, right? And then a podcast. And so every single Monday, we reflect back and we journal. Now, you don't have to journal with me. This is for me, and this is also for my students as well. This is how I coach on spiritual business and life work balance. And I have a 2-hour monthly coaching call that you guys can win, or you can actually get it as a bonus if you are wanting to continue working with me. And I'll let you know as we go through the week. So if you have any questions about that, and ask them in the comments. So Mondays is life purpose. Tuesdays is health, right? Wednesdays is emotions. So these are my daily lives. I come live and I share my journey. We set intentions. We reflect on the week. This is actually coaching for you. You know how you might listen to a podcast? Yaz, you were actually on that one. You know how you might listen to, that's an awful picture. You know how you might listen to a podcast and you're like just listening, and you're not really implementing, you're not really taking action, or you're doom scrolling on social media. This isn't that. The Soul Legacy Academy and the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, is about you having success in your spiritual business and your life. Is about letting go of the things that no longer serve you in 2026 and move into doing only the things that serve you, that are in alignment with your vision. That is going to take a shift in your consciousness for you to do that. So I have the Bank 50K in 50 days, meaning every single day, no matter when you're watching this, come and join me and share with me how the universe is showing you and giving you divine downloads and giving you the signs and confirmations and how things are manifesting. This is an absolute journey. And it's a vision board like you've never, ever seen before. So I am super, super excited. Let me know if that's clear. Vision board party and vision board podcast. And so we are going to be doing the Bank 50K in 50 days. So 50 days is 50 days. And we're going to be doing the Bank 50K in 50 days vibrationally first. And then I'm going to share with you how to build a business model where you can actually bank 50K in 50 days for real, for real. And so I'm going to come into the comments, and then I'm going to share my mind map. All right. So do comment. I know that there's a few of you, it went so fast, a whole year whooshed. Yeah, it whooshed by. And so we want to be, I want to support you. And again, I have a Telegram channel where I will be inviting you guys in so we can keep together. Cool. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Can I get an amen? Let's dive in. If you're ready, let's dive in. So if you're watching on Facebook, you can still comment. And if you want to join me live and subscribe to the YouTube channel, I would love that. All right, so I'm going to go onto my mind map. And if you know me, I'm a mind map queen. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So I'm going to talk about my journal, the Soul Legacy Journal, again in a little while. And so as I mentioned that, let me just make this a little bit bigger. As I mentioned that, we're going to dive into day one in just a second. As I mentioned that my awakening, I went through an awakening, and I journal. And so what I had done is I've created what I call the Soul Legacy Journal. And so I share my spiritual awakenings in all these areas, in these 7 areas. And I also have a co-author book series where my co-authors are sharing their spiritual awakening stories in all of these areas. So by the time that this goes out throughout 2026, so it's the end of 2025 now, by the time next year, we will have published our co-author book series. So if you are a co-author of mine, then put this co-author book series on your vision board, right? And celebrate our success. It's going to take us coming together as a collective and raising the vibration of the planet. And so what I say is these are 7 freedoms. And so having freedom in your life when you've been through a dark night of the soul, I'm going to be sharing a lot about grief, right? And so that's emotional freedom. And so moving up and down the emotional scale is huge. When you go for a spiritual awakening, it's quite rude, it's quite dark, it's a lot. So what I'm going to do is share with you that we have got a Facebook group. I'm going to make this bigger, and I'm going to come on and I'm going to do a little bit of a recap at the end and let you know how to get into the Facebook group. Okay, so there is a Facebook group. If you're in it, comment, share your vision boards in there. I'm going to share with you, we have a private community, and we have a whole month of coaching at the end of the year. All right, so I'm going to do that at the end, so stay with me. But right now, before I dive into, and sorry for my map, it's a little bit clunkier than it usually is. Before I dive into day one and I talk about contribution and setting your contribution freedom goals and the vision that you have for your contribution, let me know, are you clear on how you want to contribute in 2026? Let me know that. And do you have like images? Have you done a vision board before? In the group I have, in the Facebook group, I have some questions about whether you've done a vision board before, if you're new to vision boards, and if you are, then you're going to love this. Some people haven't ever done a vision board, so bear with me as I just share what this vision board party is about. All right, we are going to dive into the teaching. So how to make a spiritual business vision board that works in these simple steps. So I'm going to give you examples, I'm going to give you templates, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a meaning behind this vision board. And building a spiritual business isn't easy, and sometimes the people that I work with don't really feel like they're business owners. So that's why I've created this badass spiritual business vision board challenge and bank 50K in 50 days. This isn't about just serving. It's about aligning your movement, your message, and your money. But knowing, and there's the vibrational money voucher, knowing what your vision is, the only way that you can manifest is being in alignment with the vision that you have. So if you have a clear vision for your business and you're in alignment and you let go with the things that are blocking you, then happy days, you will have manifested your vision, right? I'm going to talk about throughout this week what I've manifested over this last year and what I intend to manifest over the next year, and just celebrate. Having a vision board party is celebrating your success in advance. All right, so if you're not used to celebrating in advance, you will be by the time we are done. So as I mentioned, my vision board, and you will be able to play my vision board montage. It's a little video on my YouTube channel. So again, you'll leave with a video that you can play, and what I suggest, write this down. You play your vision. Once we've got through the end of the week, you'll play your vision board. The challenge is, after we've done these 7 days, whenever you're going to do them, whether you're going to do them with me live or on the replay, is to play your video montage every single day. All right. How many days did I say? Every single day, every single morning, and every single night. And it's 30 seconds or a minute or something. And don't say that you don't have time, because it's your vision, right? I want to hear, I don't have time. This is free. It's a free resource. Our mind thinks in images. And if you vibrate the frequency of your vision, I want to see how many of you can manifest a badass spiritual business by the end of 2026. Right? I mean, really. And I've been reflecting on my life purpose, and I'll share with you what I've been doing over this last year and how I just absolutely feel like I've absolutely got my shit together. And, it's been humbling. It's been a really beautiful experience. So you want to leave, if you're familiar with like visioning and vision boards and Neville Goddard stuff and Abraham Hicks and all those things, then having a vision and being in alignment with it is everything. So I'm going to come to the comments in just a second. I've got people flipping in and out of here. And Yaz, I just really appreciate you commenting. And so I can't see anyone else's comments. I can only see Yaz, but I know that people are coming back and forth, and we've got about 4 people on here live consistently. So what I would say is, don't let Yaz just be the only one, and actually comment, because I'm taking my time to share with you what I would share with my students. And I really appreciate, and I want to tailor this teaching to you. So if you have a question, ask it. So Yaz says, yes, and yes. Woo, woo, we're ready, right? And so if you're someone who falls back and is shy, that's fine. But if you really want a badass spiritual business, you're going to need to be visible, and it starts here. And if you're in the Facebook Messenger chat, and you're watching this on a phone or what have you, or on Telegram, wherever you're watching this, I can't see any comments, so apologies if you are commenting, but I'd love to see some of your engagement and the aha moments that you get. So what I am going to do is just share my map. Yes, is that good? Is that big enough, or shall I make it a little bit bigger? Let me know if it needs to be a titchy bit bigger. I think, oh gosh, and then it goes too big, you see. Right, okay, I'm going to share my mind map. So I'm not going to be on with the questions and the comments, but still leave questions and have comments as well, and I will come back to them. Yes, bigger. Yaz wants it bigger. Okay, tiny bit bigger. I think we're good. Are we good? All right, cool. All right, so, and this, hang on, let me see if I can do it a little bit bigger. I don't want to do it too big because I open the windows if I have to close it back down. Hopefully that's good. Is that good? All right. So spirituality, you might be familiar with this. Spirituality, spiritual business. There is no spiritual business owner, there's no light worker, I believe, that has not gone through an awakening, right? If you're a spiritual business owner, you've gone through a spiritual awakening. However, you might be doing busy work, you might feel broke because you're not really broke, or you might be experiencing burnout. Is that true for you? Have you been broke as on the journey? And anybody who has had massive success has gone through that brokenness, right? And that stuckness and that burnout maybe, or doing busy work, meaning that you're not sure what it is that you should be doing on a daily or a weekly basis. So what is a vision board? Here's how to make a vision board for manifestation. So I do have a link to some articles and different things. And what I will say is that this is a free training. I do have an online teaching portal where I will post all of the links for you. And if you're a student of mine, if you're a bootcamper or a masterminder, then I will usually gift this, but it's $7.77 for the online teaching portal. And if you want coaching, a free group coaching on this, a 2-hour coaching call, then you will need to be in the homework in the online teaching portal to get the coupon code. All right, ethical bribes all the way. So let me just share this, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, right? So, but this is a article from Oprah Daily. So it says, here's how to make a vision board for manifestation. And so I'm going to read a titchy bit of this. And so before you create a vision board for your business, a badass spiritual business vision board, you want to know, is this actually going to work for me? Am I actually wasting my time, Iona? Like, why am I going to spend all this time with you? A whole week? Are you crazy? But it says on this article, it is possible for your dreams to become reality, according to many influential leaders. And I'm sure that you've seen other people talk about vision boards, right? Deepak Chopra, Gabby Bernstein, what's his name? Oh, off The Secret movie, I can't remember. Loads of them, right? And so, and of Oprah, of course. It's simple. It's as simple as manifestation. Well, that and hard work. So meaning that when we watch The Secret, it's like everything's going to fall out of the sky into our lap. It really, not really, especially if you're building a business. If you're building a business, you need a business framework, right? So manifestation isn't magic or a way to dream about new brooch that you desperately want. It's reserved for the big life desires, strengthening your relationship, finding a new job, maybe traveling. It doesn't happen overnight either. Successful manifestation, I'm only going to read a snippet of this, starts with setting your intention. So with intentional living, we're setting the intention on a daily basis, consistently showing up for your own goals and dreams and your loved ones and your soul clients. It says, believing that it can become a reality. So the believability bit, I always say, then taking active steps towards making that abstract idea come to fruition. Does that make sense? And that's where vision boards come in. Whatever goal you have, a vision board is a great tool to have during the journey, right? So I didn't say it, other people said it. So what exactly is a vision board? A vision board, it's a visual representation of the goals that you have or intentions. And so we've just put images to reflect what life direction that you want to go in. It says there are really no rules when it comes to vision boards, since it's about crafting something that will inspire you to realize your dreams, your goals on a daily basis. And so that's why I wanted to support you and say, right, we can come to the vision board party. Fantastic. Create a badass spiritual business vision board, then what? Some vision boards focus on a singular idea, while others look at the bigger picture of what you want your future to look like. So does a vision board really work? Blah, 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 blah. And again, I am going to leave the link for this, and you can Google it. All the links that I share in the online teaching portal as homework. If you want to have a look and say, actually, I'd like to have a look and see more of what these vision boards are and do a little bit of research. And I know that many of you are researchers like I am. So you may Google vision board. If you're like, oh my gosh, she's asking me to create a vision board and post it in the group. Kind of, yes. And so these, some of these images of vision boards, I don't know if I can make that big. Oh gosh, hang on. No, it didn't go big. Right, so vision boards. So there's different things on vision boards. So some people use and get ideas and write some notes about what you might want to put on your vision board. And I really would say do the deep work on this, because this is your whole life that you're going to be focusing on, right? And so this says work, family, vision board, self-care, images. I do suggest putting yourself on in the middle of your vision board. And I have examples of my vision boards in the online teaching portal, and I'll scroll through those towards the end. So some of the things that people put on vision boards, I can't really read that. Read more books, places I want to travel. I say put bucket list items on. They've got a lot of words: health, self-care, home, travel, new skills, the books I read. Let's see what else we've got on here. You've got this like words of affirmation: success. This is a 2025, happiness, stay inspired, balance, inspiration, live in the moment. So whatever messages, it's almost like the contrast that you've experienced, and then you talking to yourself on a daily basis, and actually talking to the universe and embodying, emitting the vibration of your vision. So for your life purpose, for your health, for your emotions, for your environment, your relationships, your spirituality, and your finances. So we're really going to pay attention to your life. And if you've never ever done this, it's a beautiful gift to give to yourself. And so they're talking about finances, career, hobby, somebody's got a cap and gown, personal growth, spirituality, travel, love, wellness. And so you'll see that some people do vision boards with different. So if you need ideas, just Google it, right? Start your day in the zone, soul good, level up your game, move, stay focused, whatever it is that you want to do for your vision board that is passionate for, you're passionate about. Does that make sense? And so relationships, all those things. So hopefully you know what a vision board looks like, and how you're going to create yours. You'll just get creative, be in the zone. If you want to do it, like I say, in the physical, you want to do it digitally, you want to do it both, then you'll be able to just go for it. So let me just close a couple of these windows down, because my Mac will start to freeze if I don't. Okay. So vision board and vision board images. So we are going to be talking about the 7 freedoms. So these 7 areas of your life. So this is a link to Canva, which I'd mentioned, and I have my vision boards, I think, somewhere on here, and I will share these. I will do mine. Full transparency, I haven't actually finished mine throughout this, but throughout the week I will, and I've got previous vision boards, and this is my chance for me to share with you what it is that I've been manifesting and what it is that I set on my last vision board. And now I've just put this right in the middle of my contribution. And if you are into this, then I think you'll love it. So for me, I've got 7 days to plan a spiritual virtual retreats, workshops, and masterminds with Iona. So we will do in person as well. So I've got that vision. Many of you have a vision for your life purpose, to run a retreat, to be part of a retreat workshop. I've got TEDx. I did actually, when I did my vision board challenge last year on my life purpose, I actually did was it last year then? Yeah, last year, a TEDx boot camp, and it was on in the December. So I do this in the second week of December, and then I manifested a TEDx speaker, and I actually messaged her the other day, because that's what I've got on my vision board as well. So I will be doing my vision board. So in essence, when we're creating a badass spiritual business vision board, and let me know if this is making sense, I will come to the comments, and I'll go into more detail throughout the week. when we think of our life contribution, you know how we're contributing in our light work and our lifestyle. We've still got households to contribute to, but we want to look after our health while we are contributing. We want to be happy and joyful while we're contributing. We want to be in the places I wanted to travel, and be a digital nomad and travel around the world, not like crazy, but like not like a backpacker. The places that I want to live, all those things and things that I'm on my way to. You can do the things on your vision board that are going to be like a year out. You can have things that are going to take you more than a year out, but will actually have you nailed down and focus. So for me, I've got a barn conversion on my vision board. Relationships, my grandbaby. I've had a grandbaby. I've not literally had him, but I have a new grandbaby who was not in the picture from last year. And then money, we want to be tithing. And again, I will share my journey a little bit more with you. So let me know if that's making sense. Let me know if you will be creating the vision board. And let me know if you're excited to be in this vision board party. Yas says all of the above and the opposite at times, a mixed bag. So sometimes it's like I'm in that zone and I can do it. And then other times you're like, a mixed bob or a mixed bag. Hang on. Yes. Yas says, like our ingredients visually for our life purpose. Yes. And I'm going to give you the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. And then I'm going to give you a 1-page plan, which is on here. And if you are a student of mine, you know about this 1-page plan. It has taken me a long time to put this together, fail forward as I talk about. And I talk about that in my book, and then give you like the juicy like details and the blueprint. And I love this, and I'm really in the middle of a manifestation, and I love it. Robin says, hey, gorgeous, be you awakening. Thank you so much, and congratulations. Thank you for my grandbaby. He's amazing. He's 6 weeks old, so I don't know if you'll hear him in the background, but he's just absolutely awesome. So legacy, as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, I'm talking about us coming together and launching, leading, and leaving our legacy with ease, grace, and flow. And so you'll notice on my vision board, I put books because I'm growing, and I read a book, a chapter of a book every single day when I'm on. When I'm off, like I'll listen or I'll read and stuff. It's about being the version of you, like in alignment with, let me just see what else I put on there. Being in alignment with the version of you who has already manifested that badass spiritual business vision board. Basically. And so again, Canva is there, and the mood boards. I've gone ahead of myself and done that anyway. If you're struggling for images and you think, oh gosh, what would I put on my vision board? Canva do some images, and it doesn't matter if they're like on the paid thing. It doesn't matter if it's got the Canva thing in. It doesn't matter. We're doing a Canva vision board, so it's fine. This is another site, and somebody that came onto a vision board challenge gave me another one, and I can't remember what it is. So if you ever watch this, then try it out. Or if you know of another site to get images, then let us know. So they're free images. Pixabay, it's called. Pixabay. So again, I leave the link, all the links and everything that I share, but you can type that in Pixabay, PIXABAY.com, Pixabay. And I was going to say Z, like I've got dyslexia. I saw Z and it's an X. You can grab pictures, images from social media, from your own social media and Google Photos. When you start to have a look at the life that you've been living already, like this last year, it's like you'll gather some of the images that like, yeah, actually I manifested that, and just look back at how you've actually manifested and how much the universe has been supporting you that you might not have really acknowledged or said thank you for. I know that many of you will have, but sometimes we forget and we think of all the things that are just going wrong. So we want to know. And so I use a journaling, a digital journal called Penzu. And so what I do, I'm going to share this now while I remember, is capture the images or any images. So I look up the home and I'm visualizing, I'm sat in my barn conversion, like I'm starting my bank conversion, editing, doing all the things that I'm doing now. So I've been able to build the business and the vehicle that will afford me the bank conversion, which has taken a while. And so if you've got a big vision, be gentle on yourself, because the bigger the vision, the more that you've got to put in and the more that you're being in vibrational harmony with it. We know that, success, 80% of success is mindset and emotions, right? And 20% is those actions and that strategy. So prosperous coach, I pull a card and I listen and I tap and I do all those things. But what I do is I capture the images of everything. Like, you might be thinking, why? And so as I you do the bank 50k in 50 days, I tithe 10%, making a donation to Compassionate Friends. It's a bereavement charity. So I've had big losses in my life, including my son, and so that helps me live life even fuller, rather than letting it take me down. So when we're doing the bank 50k in 50 days challenge, we're going to do it again vibrationally first. I'll share with you how exactly to do it, but we are going to tithe 10% of that vibrational money, so that when you actually get your money, you're going to be generous with it, and you're not going to hoard it, and you're not going to be like scared to lose it, and you're not going to be scared to manage it, and you're not going to be an awful person because you've got money. You're actually going to do more of your light work in the world, and you're going to be feeling amazing. Okay. I promise. And so what I want to say is light worker syndrome. I'm going to go into this. And for those of you who remember this from last year, let me know if it still resonates. I might end up reading a few different pieces from what I've read before. But this article is from a guy called Steve Pavlina, and it's a very old article. It's from 2006. And I read this, I can't remember how long ago, but a long time ago, not at 2006, but I read this a long time ago. And it really struck me. And so if you are a writer and you write articles, which I teach to get featured, build your author and authority platform with your book and your YouTube channel, etc., and build the back end of your spiritual business as a badass spiritual business, writing an article, it can last for years and years and really touch your readers. So this is light worker syndrome. So let me know if this resonates. Like, yes, light worker syndrome, because I won't know it when you're typing in the comments. And again, if you're watching on this replay, thank you for joining me live. If you're watching on the replay, do comment light worker syndrome. So it says one obstacle that traps a lot of highly conscious people is what Erin and I call light worker syndrome. You're highly conscious, you're here, you're doing a badass spiritual business vision board challenge, right? This is what happens when somebody wakes up to higher levels of consciousness. This is needed. This is needed. I know this is needed. This is what happens when somebody wakes up to a high level of consciousness, but they can't figure out how to live on purpose and feed themselves at the same time. Now, you notice that I talk about in this vision board challenge the life purpose at the beginning today, and then actually financial freedom on Sunday, and everything else in between. All right. And so this is where I was when I was reading this. I was like, oh my gosh, they're talking to me. Such people have a lot of trouble staying connected to higher levels of consciousness whilst also remaining solidly grounded in the physical world. Now, I know if you're a student of mine, you resonate with that. And I know that when we had our monthly call, and we had a Media Kit collab call for co-authors and others that want to build their author and authority platform, many of you were saying in the breakout rooms, and I'll invite you to that. If you go to the soullegacyacademy.com, you'll see where there's the global networking hub to network with people who are going through this and on the same page as you, who get it, right? I had a lonely journey going through this. And so people were saying that, our fellow soul sisters were saying that, they're in 5D and they have trouble staying grounded. And you're here to have a human experience. We're souls having a human experience. But that feeling grounded and being able to do your light work in the world, in the physical plane, in a framework of a spiritual business, a badass spiritual business, and do the things that need to be done to build the actual business out, right? There's things to be done. If we want to be in business, then we need to build a real business, be in service and solve problems. So such people have a lot of blah, blah, blah. Many of them get so frustrated with the experience, they become depressed and have feelings of wanting to give up and just go home, return to the non-physical. That was me, for sure, right? It's spiritual connectedness versus spiritual groundedness. And I will leave that in the online teaching portal. And if you are a student of mine, And then you have that. And if you're a co-author of mine as well, I'll give you this in the online teaching portal, all the links and the homework. So fearing your own power, the reason you can't maintain your stable connection to source and remain grounded at the same time is you're afraid of what it will mean if you succeed. Now, I talk about spiritual business success. Creating a badass spiritual business is not about failing. It's failing forward, but it's not about failing. It's about being successful. So if you fear that, fear is at the lower vibrational frequency. We'll talk about that on Wednesday. And that's why I want to talk about it, because this is about that feeling like a badass in your spiritual business. There's a good chance that you won't agree with that statement. I wouldn't have agreed a few years ago, but please keep an open mind while I explain why this is so. First of all, it is impossible to stay connected to source and be grounded at the same time. This isn't just some new age concept, it's downright practical. So on one hand, I have my purpose, my spiritual beliefs, my feelings of being connected to everyone. When I resonate with those thoughts, I'm motivated to serve people all day long. On the other hand, I also live in the physical and I need to provide the basic needs for myself and my family, right? So which in practical terms means I need an income. So bank 50K in 50 days. I can't be too airy-fairy if it means I don't have a place to live. Can I get an amen? Right. So if you guys don't know my story, after fostering for a year, I ended up giving up my home. Like literally, like I made the transition and I wanted to travel. I'm like, I turned 50. I'm like, now's the time. But in all honesty, I would like to be sat in my van conversion. So that is why it's on my vision board. So do you know what I mean? Like we want to stay grounded. So what will happen if I succeed? And he says, now this might sound a bit strange and let me know if this resonates with you. But for me, the decision wasn't as balanced as I probably made it sound. I know a lot of people, or a lot of would-be light workers are connected when they can't make a living, concerned when they can't make a living pursuing their purpose. I didn't have that problem, he says. I felt confident I could make it somehow. What really held me back was whether I felt comfortable doing it at all. My fear was what was going to happen if this actually works and I succeed. Have you ever had that? Like the responsibility, with great power comes responsibility. Now, if you're fearing the responsibility of being a leader or being judged or being overcoming that fear of responsibility, it's such a beautiful, beautiful article. It's quite long. The responsibility is a privilege. Overcoming light worker syndrome. So I won't talk about all of that, but talking about embracing your light. And you guys may have heard of the Marianne Williamson quote, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness. So when we're going through the spiritual awakening in our darkness, that's not the most frightening thing. It's coming out the other side and birthing light in the world that actually frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. You're playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. Has that ever happened to you? Other people like, who do you think you are? Right? Feeling judged. Absolutely. You're a badass. That is who you are. We're all meant to shine as children do. We are born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. So God, universe, source, what have you. It's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Here we are shining. All right. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I challenge you to create a badass spiritual business vision board and let your light shine. Now I'm going to come into the comments in just a second, and I'm going to give you some examples of the photos that are in the Facebook group, so don't be shy. And the video, no, actually, it's not a video montage. Robin actually shared her video. So I want to say, hang on, I'll just catch up. What's his name? Oh, what's my grandson's name? I will let you know on in the comments. I won't say it out loud until I get permission from my daughter, but he has got my son's middle name. Yes, Lightworker syndrome. Yes, Steve Pavlina, SP. Robin says truth. Be You Awakening. It doesn't say your name on there. Truth. Have to survive in this world as we serve in the spiritual purpose, light work. Absolutely. But how many of us are taken out by like even figuring that out? It's huge. I was a chicken, Yaz says. Imagine with Yaz. Is that Yaz real? You're okay now, and that's the thing. And so when you're and you know that when you're creating from that space of fear at the lower vibration, it doesn't really manifest. We can do as many vision boards as we want, but it will not manifest if we're not in alignment. Be awakened you. Robin says, I love that. Who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Yeah, I don't usually read all of it out, and I just felt to read that out because it's important. It's important that we get this and we get this now. So I mentioned that we have a Facebook group. Now there's 126 people in there, and there's some of you that are on the messenger chat, which I won't pull up now. And there's some of you who've said, they've messaged me and said, Iona, I'll it's the middle of my work day, or I've got stuff on. Absolutely fine. This is going to be here for you to come to over and over and over again. But 126 people in a Facebook group, and granted, some of you guys have been in for a while, and you guys are here on live, right? So pat yourself on the back, whether you're live or you're on the replay, because most people won't take time to do this. And so most people won't let themselves shine. They just don't allow it. And so you can post your vision board. Other people have posted theirs. And it's just a lot of fun. And so I haven't got video montage examples. I've got my own, but our beautiful Robin has done videos. So Robin, it'll be great. And I'm actually probably going to go and listen back to those when you do your other videos and stuff. So that's really cool. Thank you so much. And for those of you who don't know, Robin was our lead soul guided instructor. So Robin's been doing this with me in vision boards for a while. And I just really appreciate you being here again, Robin. And it just shows that actually, you know, we are a different version of us every year. And some of the things that we'd set to manifest may not have manifested. And some of the things we've smashed, and we're like, actually, we've got to update this vision board. It's always a working document, and feel free to update this anytime something is manifested, or if you manifested something in the last year and you want to put it on your vision board to remind yourself that you're a badass, do that. So again, you can use this as a desktop, a screensaver, etc. How to make a vision board using phone examples, lock screen, you can do that. Just, yeah, you could do it on Canva, do your image, and then change the sizing. We've done that. So the Penzu app, I did that. I'm ahead of time, or ahead of myself. I'm gonna just take a drink and let me know if this is making sense and if you are enjoying this, and if you like the vibrational money voucher. And are you guys going to take on the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge? I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to actually, I think it's cold. Let me know if you're going to take on the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. And if you have Telegram, come in to the Telegram and I'll give you the links. You'll see the link to request our Google Doc for this, and it's on, it's in there. So I will definitely leave the link to request a Google Doc. And this is the Google Doc that I keep sharing. And some of you have grabbed this Google Doc. We do have a Telegram group that I just created a few days ago for Bank 50K in 50 days coaching. Now, if you're thinking, this is a lot, Iona, it's a lot of information. How do I, let me go slower? Let me slow down. Let me just take my time. You can. And so this is the online teaching portal where the homework will be. And so if you are logged into this homework, so it's $7.77, right? Literally $7, $7. And so I've got a blurb there, and I've got a welcome video. And inside here, on the outside, I've got the vision board, and I've got a testimonial. And so if you guys find this helpful when we're done, it'd be really great to share the takeaway. So I had this takeaway from one of my students, which I love. Thank you so much. And so inside here, we've got the Google Doc as well. We've got the Facebook group, the private student community. If you don't want to be on the Facebook group or in Telegram and you're a student of mine, we've got a private community. There's a one-on-one session that I mentioned, but you're going to need to be in here. It's valued at $444. And then this live, and all of the lives are going to be streamed in here, and some resources and stuff that I will share. And this money voucher is actually in there as well. All right. And my soul legacy wheel, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So I don't know if you've ever done a wheel of life. And if you've ever heard of a wheel of life, you'll know what I'm talking about. And so this is an example of a wheel of life. Now, I have what I call the soul legacy wheel. And so as being the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, I reinvented the wheel to cover these 7 areas that we're talking about, the 7 freedoms. And so it wasn't enough for me to do a wheel of life. And the wheel of life is amazing. If you've ever had coaching or done coaching, it's a tremendous tool. However, it felt like it was more about like rating our life, how out from a 0 to 10, so you could have a 0 if your life's like not life's lifing. You can have a 10 if you feel fulfilled in a certain area of your life. And it felt like looking at the world through the lens of the humanness and saying, I don't like it, this is what this is my rating of that, I don't feel fulfilled, actually gets you more of the same. By saying no to that, you get more of the same. That's how the law of vibration, law of attraction works, right? So people do, I don't think you can see this, but there's business, career, finances, health, family and friends, romance, personal growth, fun and education, physical environment, career. I'm going to have to find it, social life, environment, physical health. There's spirituality, money, fun. We do all of these things. So they're kind of like a hit and miss of what people want to cover. We covered these 7 areas, the 7 freedoms for living an intentional life and having that spiritual, business and life work balance. And so this is work, family, friends, sex, creativity, learning, finances, spirit. Whatever you want to put on your vision board, you will put it over this next week. And we will rate our vibration. But we're going to do it a little bit differently. And I'm going to share that as part of this teaching. And we'll share that as part of your homework. So hang fire. So the way that is done, this is traditional to do the wheel of life and then add up the scores. And then this is a good one. And then say you've rated career lower or higher, then social lower, then physical lower. What you would do then, join the dots, right? And imagine if this was a wheel, a bicycle wheel, and you were rolling down the road and it's kind of jagged and a bit wonky, you'd have a wonky, bumpy ride. Now, if you feel like your life is bumpy and wonky, that is probably why, because we've not necessarily focused on each area of your life. So it's a great starting tool to see, oh, where is it that I want to focus in my life? And I'm going to go down here somewhere. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. And I might have to refresh this if it's just going to go wonky, which it is. So I'm going to go refresh this and go to my wheel of life, the soul legacy wheel. All right. And then come back to these as well. So this is my wheel. It's called the soul legacy wheel. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to explain what this is, and then I'm going to go back up to the teaching. So hopefully you get a little bit more about what I'm sharing and why. So when we're creating what I call a badass, I'm trying to make this bigger. When we're creating a badass spiritual business, this mind map is just so wonky. Hang on. I can't make it bigger. I tried. If I can, I'll keep clicking. I'll talk while I click. So this wheel is called the Soul Legacy Wheel. And so we have the area, again, of contribution. You see that thing down there? That's what I want to pull. But anyway, contribution, health, emotion, environment, relationship, spirituality, and finances. And so for our wheel, we have the different colors, the different color codes. So those are the colors that we'll do the vision boards in, the background of the vision board. And then I rate between a 1 and 11. Now, the reason why I rate not a 0 is because we're breathing. We have life. All right, let's express gratitude just for that. Like to say a 0, oh, I'm not fulfilled at all, like this is horrible, is ungrateful, I believe. So we're not going to do that. We go beyond the 10 and we go to 11. And so this soul legacy wheel is more about your vibration. It's not that your life has to change in order for you to feel better, like the wheel of life implies. This is about emitting the vibration that is on your vision and on your vision board in order for it to manifest, before it manifests. because unless you're emitting the vibration of the vision, like emanating that vibrational frequency, say you want to be a number one best-selling author, which I am, and I put that on my vision board. If you don't feel like an author, I can't write, I can't do this, you don't feel like a badass spiritual business owner, you don't feel like you can get clients, you don't feel like you can receive money for your services, for your spiritual gifts, like in manifesting, right? So in this in the center of this soul legacy wheel, there is the world, right? So we're in this world, like, and I always kind of like look up, because I just think that's what it feels like to me. We're like in this bubble of this world, right? We're here to have a human experience. However, we don't want to be fooled when we go for our awakening. We're not fooled where actually we learn that it's not just a physical, this is an illusion. And so we're souls having a human experience. That's where the awakening comes from. So this dark line, that black line around it, symbolizes the dark night of the soul, going through that spiritual awakening. And then the 11s are the 1111 gateway and North Star, coming back to the soul and coming back to knowing that actually this our higher self, soul, source, God, we are in the world, but there's a part of us that is connected, right? And so when you go through an awakening, and I always say, look at the world, try and look at the world through the lens of your soul. When you're visualizing, when you're journaling, it's not the physical world that we're even engaging in, it's in our mind. And it's with that connection, that guidance. And I have that knowing. I just have a knowing, like I know. And so whatever guidance you have, connect to that and have that help you and support you in this physical. Does that make sense? So looking at the world through the lens of your soul. And when we rate our vibrational frequency, we rate it from a 1 to 11 on a daily basis. When you do this Bank 50K, write that down. When you do this Bank 50K in 50 days with me, do it in your journal. You'll journal and you'll rate your vibration every single day. So for Contribution Freedom Monday, you can do that, how you feel and how you're vibrating. So you rate from you feel in soul funk or in self-flow. It doesn't matter whether life be life. You could be really super successful and still feel in funk. You could be like, oh, I feel like I'm failing, and be in flow because you know that you're failing forward. So it's not about the visual, I've got success by anybody else's standard. It's about how you feel. So what I would like you to do is rate your vibrational frequency today. And then I'm going to come to the comments. And then every day when we do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge, we're going to rate our vibrational frequency. So this is Contribution Freedom Monday. And I'm going to pull this up in a second. This is Contribution Freedom Monday. So contribution, CFM, Contribution Freedom Monday. And we've got these intentional living codes, a code for your own vibration to raise your vibration. We're going to make this into a game. So when you're looking at your vision board and you're feeling some type of way, when you look at your vision board, when you've created it, you're going to feel the feeling and feel in soul flow rather than in soul funk. This is the power of manifesting. I didn't make it up. That's just the way that it works. So I would say, what is the vibration that you feel now? Like, are you high vibing or you're low vibing? And when you high vibe, you feel it, right? Imagine with Yaz wasn't available, so I had to add it on. Okay. Yaz says, Robin, she loves what you've been doing. Robin says, I don't know. This is like really small, the comments. So like, hang on, bear with me. All right, thank you. It's really enlightening to see what changes and what manifests each year. Absolutely. Robin says, confession, I still have a hard time spending the vibrational money. So we're going to soul speaking this into existence. And that's one of the reasons, Robin, why I'm doing the Telegram group. So I'm on Telegram, I'm not on WhatsApp. And so I'm not all up in the messenger and all on the socials. I'm too busy, like not literally busy. I'm focused on manifesting my vision board. And the version of me that is a badass is not doom scrolling all over the socials. Like I say this to you guys all the time. So instead of doom scrolling all over the socials, what I invite you guys, not saying you're doing that, right, is come and learn to spend the vibrational money and have fun with it. and visualize. And I know that you've been doing that, and I do it and on and off, and I've dropped off when I'm not on the lives, but I'm committed to doing that. And I will share the vision board party in the Telegram, and I will share the podcast, the daily podcast. Okay. Yaz says so much has changed this year, and it's all Iona. Oh, it's all Iona the awesome. Thank you. It's so playful and worth it. And Yaz, you can share what you've been working on, like here, and you can share it in the group, because you can help us with our visualization and our imagination. Hi Yaz. That wheel is a great visual, showing the jagged edges makes the ride wonky. Yeah, it does. It bumps up and down. And so when we think of, for the Soul Legacy wheel, our vibration, we know that's the only thing that we need to take care of is our vibration. And like you said, you know, you have a hard time spending the vibrational money. And the idea is to have an easier time spending the vibrational money rather than the physical, because when it's the physical, it's like we're repelling it. The Soul Legacy wheel, I love it. So contribution freedom, mine is an 11. I'm here, right? So when we journal on a daily basis in the Soul Legacy journal, and on the daily lives, and I want to see that from all of you, like, what is your rating today for the, and I'll know that it's contribution freedom because it'll say CFM. So Robin's is a 9. And so in the coaching that I'll give you in Telegram, and there's a 2-hour monthly coaching call that you guys, you're active, so you can come on. The next one is the 5th of January at 3 p.m. UK time. It's 2 hours of spiritual business, no, spiritual life and work balance. And so I gift it to my students as well, an entire year of coaching, because 80% is mindset and feeling. And I had that feeling because it's not just in your mind, it's how you feel, what you think and what you feel, and your actions. And only 20% is strategy. So I can give you all the business strategy on the 1-page plan all I want, but doing it vibrationally really does matter. And so when you guys on the replay, you're watching, you're noticing your vibration. So next year, obviously, we'll see how you've been doing and what you're manifesting. But on a Monday, when you rate your next Monday, when you rate your vibration, what you'll do is throughout the month, you'll have 4 Mondays of the month, and you'll see where your vibration is, whether it's dipping, whether it's going up, or whether you're in soul funk or whether you're in soul flow. So you're not actually surprised of what it is that you're manifesting, and then you can course correct it, right, and raise your vibration. And I'm not saying go out there and do all the busy work. I'm saying let's notice our vibration first. And so when you come to the 2-hour monthly coaching call, called the 7 Freedoms Calling Gym, then I get my students to add their score up for the 4 weeks between the calls. And so this is really, really cool, because I say, are you playing the soul income game? And that's part of it. And again, I'll share with you the rules to that. So when you are rating your vibration, and thank you, Robin, for doing yours. And Yaz, if you can rate yours, CFM equals, and that would be amazing. And so when you're at a 9 or an 11, or you're at a 2 or whatever it is, then notice why. And then notice like what you need to let go of, any stories, what you need to let go of physically, what stories you need to let go of in your head, but also the clearing, also the things that you have been doing or not been doing that are not serving you. So do more of what's working and less of what's not, and see if your vibration raise intuitively. When we set our intentions on the journaling process, we know we set the intention and our vibration raises even before we've done the action. It's not about just the action. Yeah, says awesome times a million. Awesome. Now, there was a lot of people who had wanted to come here live, and I know that you guys are watching on the replay, but what I want to do is say thank you so much for sharing this time and space with me. We've been going for an hour, and you're actively engaged. And I just love this. I've really looked forward to this, having a vision board party and celebrating the end of 2025. And, you know, I know that you guys will come on again and again and again. And it's just really honor. So thank you times a million. Spending the vibrational money is huge. And I'm going to ask you guys to commit to doing this for 50 days. All right. So nearly 11, not quite. So yes, CFM. So let's get into the habit of writing it in that way, CFM. So when you guys are in the Telegram group, if you choose to come in, or in the Facebook group, or in the Facebook chat, you're writing CFM, and I will know if you've watched this because you will have the rating. If you don't have the rating and know that, you're like, yeah, I can't bother. And the universe is going to say, oh, if you can't bother, I can't bother either. I'm just saying. So let me continue on with this teaching. And I do have a guide for you to how to visualize what you want and how to get it. So Robin said that she has a hard time spending the vibrational money, and this is a confession, and I did. And so the way that I adjust the rules for this is quite big. I love it. The way that I adjust the rules for this was to make it a little bit more flexible. And so there's a vibrational money voucher. It's called the Soul Income Game, Bank 50K in 50 days. So you visualize receiving for your badass spiritual business that you're creating on your vision board. You're going to receive money. If you've got a badass spiritual business and you're creating a vision board for it, you're creating a vision board for experiences in your life. So you need the vibrational money. When you're creating a vision board, notice that the things that cost money, like I don't do what I do for the money, but you don't want to work for anybody else either. So let's spend vibrational money, and then I will share with you the one-page plan to receive that money. And so the vibrational money voucher, and I love this. I had this made up from Fiverr, guys. The Soul Legacy Journal, and the universe, and then all the numbers, and then it's signed the Soul Legacy Journal, the Bank of Soul Income. Cheers to financial freedom. And so we want to be celebrating in this vision board party our cheers to financial freedom frequency, meaning the C for contribution, the H for health, the E for emotions, the E for relationships, it's an acronym, R for relationships, S for spirituality, and F for financial freedom. So cheers to financial freedom frequency. The frequency of your vision board is your intentional living code. And the code that when you crack it, you'll manifest, right? So there's rules to this. So not today, you won't spend it today, but you'll spend it on the journaling. Grab your journal, grab my Soul Legacy Journal. And I've been told off actually to get my journal back up on Amazon. Anyway, the Soul Legacy Journal, my journal, sends you £1,000, dollars or euros every single day, right? And so you spend it, this £1,000, dollars or euros every single day for 50 days. That is banking 50K in 50 days. I've had people ask me, what do you mean banking 50K in 50? And they think they've just got to take the action, but it's not. Your income can only grow to the extent that you do. And so whether you do energetically, so you want to spend it and save your time, money, and energy, making memories with your soul clients, soul family, and soul tribe, right? Because that's what life is about. It's not about the actual money. It's the vehicle. That's the tool to give us experiences. And so the rules are you tithe 10%. And you don't pay bills because you want to come from the vibration that they're already done. Every single bill that you have is paid a year in advance. There's no savings accounts. That's already taken care of. And you can carry over that 1,000. So you tithe 10% every single day. Take notes if this is not making sense. I talk about this on my daily live and I go through the whole process with you. You tithe 10%, and then the next, and you can spend the 900 or carry it over to the next day. But by Financial Freedom Sunday, you will have 7K, right, in your vibrational world, and you spend the money. So that's why Robin's saying I still have a hard time spending this vibrational money. By Sunday, and I share on my YouTube podcast on the dailies on the 7 Freedoms for Intentional Living, I share that what I spend my vibrational money on. All right. And so this journal, I'm going to get back on I've got it. There's one on Lulu, and the one on Amazon, I've got to update it. So your soul legacy is every life you impact, influence, or impress upon. Every soul client, soul family, and soul tribe you touch. Soul expansion begins with you. So you are a light worker going through your spiritual awakening. You've gone through multiple. And so this Soul Legacy Journal was where I wish I would have recorded all of my spiritual awakening. And I do now. So again, we've got the Telegram group, and it's called the Soul Income Game, Bank 50K in 50 Days Coaching. All right. So here is the Telegram group. Oh, there's 4 people in. Somebody else just came in. Yay. So join the channel for the daily podcast and monthly group coaching. You can win it just by being active. I'll invite you into the coaching. And then if you come to my masterclass, where I'll give you a 1-page plan and show you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high paying soul clients, I'll talk about that more throughout the week and on Financial Freedom Sunday, then I will gift you an entire year of coaching through this process, right? And so Badass Spiritual Business Vision Board it is, all right? So that's the soul income game. I've updated that. And again, I created it the other day. I'm like, actually, I would like to support you in living an intentional life. This isn't just about the images. It's about, now I've created the images, now what, right? And so I want to respect your time. So I'm going to go a little bit faster and give you your homework. Okay, so you do have homework, but I'm giving you the backstory. So as you guys go through this tomorrow, because we know more of this stuff, I won't go into the details of the backstory. We'll just get straight on with the health. But this is a little bit longer purely because I'm explaining what a badass spiritual business vision board is, what that spiritual business and life work balance, and probably why you've not already manifested what it is that you've wanted to manifest. Okay, let me just pop into the comments and then I will get going again. Oh, yes. Thank you, Robin. Yes, you snooze, you lose. So if you lose it, so if you do not spend your vibrational money, and I think that's probably what you're like, oh gosh, I'm going to lose it. If you do not spend your vibrational money, you're sending this, that made me really hot. You're sending this vibration out into the universe. If you do not spend that money, you lose it. The Soul Legacy Journal says, oh, you don't want it. The universe says, oh, you don't want it. And I've done that before. I'm like, oh my gosh, I lost my money. You know, as a spiritual business owner, as a light worker syndrome, if you can't spend it out energetically and let the universe know, hey, I'm serious about this time. I want to be in the top 10% of income earners, right? Rather than in the bottom 10%, right? Moving from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. A prosperity consciousness is going to require you to handle money. As a spiritual business owner, you're going to handle money. So handling it vibrationally, do not lose it. If you're competitive and you want to play a game and you want to buddy up, and so you guys are on here, buddy up and come and play the soul income game with me, all right? Do not lose your vibrational money because it will say what's going on for you in the physical. So you may have seen me talking about intentional living. Hang on. And so intentional living, this person says, intentional living changed everything for me. So intentional living, this badass spiritual business vision board, is about living an intentional life. And I'll talk about your vision, and then we'll talk about our values. Living intentionally is in living in alignment with our values. Now, when we are out there, putting ourselves out there, and we're not in alignment with our values, we're talking about life purpose. And then people are saying, the money's in the list, go out and build a list. I'm like, no, dude, go out and build a legacy. So living an intentional life, it's not about just getting the money. It's not just about, building a business. It's building a business that's in alignment with our life purpose. So an intentional living is a conscious lifestyle choice to align your daily actions. Notice it says daily actions, choices, and habits with your core values, beliefs, and life vision, rather than, AI just brought this up, rather than living on autopilot or letting external factors dictate your path. I'm going to read that again. I don't know if you can hear my grandbaby is crying. Oh. Intentional living is a conscious lifestyle choice to align your daily actions, choices, and habits with your core, screenshot that, with your core values, beliefs, and life vision, rather than living on autopilot or letting external factors dictate your path. We're not about in the world this illusion of life, right? It's an illusion anyway. It involves self-reflection, journaling, to understand your why, making mindful decisions that create meaning, and actively design a life that feels purposeful and fulfilling, often leading to greater happiness, less stress, and deeper connections. Now, I could not have said it better. Self-awareness, conscious choice, alignment, mindfulness, purposeful action. Who doesn't want to live intentionally? Of course we do. How to practice intentional living, identifying your values, which we're going to do, and your vision, and asking yourself, what kind of person do you want to be, and what a meaningful life looks like? Can I get an amen? Audit your life, examine your daily routines, your relationships, your habits, and ask if they serve your values. This is what we're doing. Like, I don't know, why are you living intentionally? Hello. Simplify and prioritize, declutter your life physically, digitally, to create space for what's important. Set intentions. I've never read this. This is pretty cool. Set intentions, create specific goals and small steps to move toward your vision, like taking walks for quality time or mindful social media breaks. Absolutely get off the socials. And I went for a walk for the first time and I was pushing my grandbaby. Oh. So practice saying no, decline things that don't align with your priorities to protect your energy. Benefits, deeper sense of meaning and purpose. Hello, increased happiness, reduction of stress, more authentic self-expression, stronger, more meaningful relationships, greater confidence in your decision making. Is intentional living lit or is it lit? I think it's just lit. Values. So we talk about values, right? So values, and so these are some core values, and I have a in the homework I have a set of values, North Star values. And so the 11 was our North Star, so we want to be in alignment with our North Star, our direction. So this is core values: acceptance, achievement, adventure, authenticity, balance, bravery, clarity, creativity, discovery, blah 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 blah, spirituality, solitude, service, intimacy, kindness, intelligence, loads of values. And if you're not in alignment with them, or you don't really know which area they are more important to you, now is the time. As we go into 2026, and as you're living throughout 2026 and you're coming to this, then have you been living in alignment with your values over this last year? I can absolutely say I have, and I do, because I have created this and I've been living an intentional life, aware, for a good few years now, about 6, I think. Okay, North Star. Let me explain what a North Star is so that you get what a North Star, your North Star values. And I'm going to come back to the comments in just a second. Let me know if this is making sense and you guys are good. Know that I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to rush because there's a backstory to this. So I'm going to get done. We've probably got about maybe 30 minutes tops. I will do that. So what's your North Star? A short guide to defining your purpose. So this is the minimalist vegan blog. It says, when we look to establish our North Star, to define a sense of purpose in our lives, so it's about purpose, so that's what I'm giving you, we first need to understand goals. Setting goals is a proven method for achieving our wildest dreams. However, it can be argued that goals are future-centric, and so set you up for disappointment when compromising the present, while compromising the present. I've had an on and off relationship with goal setting. Let me know this in that guide, which I'll share with you, how to visualize what you want and how to get it. I do the SMART goals, but you might want to set intentions. So it says, two of my favorite creators, Tim Ferriss and I don't know how to say his name, Leo something, have a fascinating conversation on the topic below. So there's a debate about it. So anyway, what's your North Star? According to Earth Sky, the North Star, or Pole Star, aka Polaris, or Pole, I don't even know how to say that. I should Google it. It's famous for, I know you guys will know, holding nearly still in our sky while the entire northern lights move around it. That should be on your bucket list if you've not seen it. Metaphorically speaking, your North Star is your personal mission statement. Excuse me. It's a fixed destination that you can depend on in your life as the world changes around you, and the world will change around us, right? And it has done in the last 5 years. For example, Gary Vaynerchuk has a goal to one day owning the New York Jets. He said that is been his lifetime dream that he cares about. Now his day-to-day actions are geared toward that specific goal. And so, like, if you have a North Star, and I will share what mine are, you have your North Star, are your values, are your actions, are your daily habits and your thoughts and your feelings in alignment with them. And if they're not, then that's okay. Now is the time. So it says Gary's not alone. So Hillary Cotman is dedicated to redesigning social services by changing the world, changing the way we think about welfare systems. So many people have done so many amazing things. You are here as a light worker to do your light work in the world, right? Nelson Mandela's mission was to liberate all people from continuing bondage of poverty, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. We know who Nelson Mandela is. One person doing amazing things, and then that domino effect, right? Can't do it alone. And North Star on the blog, the Minimalist Vegan blog, it says our North Star is to inspire millions to live with less staff and more compassion. This blog is the vehicle we use towards the goal. So my YouTube channel and this YouTube challenge and my book is my goal, my vehicle, right? Achieving your North Star is not the point. We don't beat ourselves up like, I'm not there. That's not the point. It says, don't get too hung up on reaching the goal. The purpose of your North Star is to help you make informed decisions today and day by day, obviously. Be content with your progress, knowing that you're one step closer to your mission, right? Can your North Star change? Yes, in essence. Is having a North Star for everyone? No, it's probably not. What is your North Star? It can be being the best mother. Mine is to provide fresh water for the world, to empowering children with disabilities. Is it living a simple life, right? So does that resonate with you in terms of living an intentional life and knowing your North Star values? Now, I have in the homework, I'm not posting it all over the socials, a North Star values list. You're welcome. It's in the online teaching portal. You can go through this as fast or as slow. This is your actual life. Like, it matters what your values are. That, yes, you can create a vision board, but if you don't feel like the version of you that's on that vision board, really being creative with it, a badass spiritual business vision board. Remember, this is for every single area of your life for an entire year. So if you take a week to actually design and create your life, like, how badass is that? So in the online teaching portal, there is your North Star values, okay? And this course, this vision board course, is not out there. You can get it from underneath my daily lives and stuff, but it's not on there's not a link on my website for it, okay? So let's go with the emotional scale. I'm going to pop into the comments, and we've got a few more things to go through, but this is going to help you with the manifestation, and this is going to help you with setting your intention. This is going to help you with being in alignment with your values. You might put some of the values as words on your vision board. It matters. The details matter. And so I'm excited to see your vision boards that go out and build a legacy. That part. Exactly. Amen. Yes. You got to take your grandbaby for a walk. I did. It was lovely. I was checking him like loads. I was like, because his mum was saying, my daughter was like, you know, you're putting like 2 blankets on him, mum, and a hat and a blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but it might be cold. It's like, don't overheat him. So that was on my mind. I was like pushing him. I uncovered him. It started raining. He had his rain cover on. I got to the supermarket. I got him out. I was like, and then I said to her, I was shaking him a bit. She went, you don't shake babies. I said, not literally shaking him. I was just like rocking the pushchair. So he moved, and so he's okay. I'm like, oh God. He's so beautiful. And my daughter said, Mum, you'll have to put him on your vision board. So yeah, I'll let you know if I can share his name. It begins with an R, and he's just gorgeous. Robin says North Star is like the compass. Yeah, on the Soul Legacy wheel. That's why I've done it like a compass. Thank you. I think you said that before. I have. I just got so clear this time to hear it. Yeah, it is. So on my book, which is a great time to just pause and stop like talking at you, is my book is, I don't know if this is backwards, but it's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. This is me leveraging my light work and lifestyle on YouTube with a video. And so I am sharing, and I was saying this to one of my co-authors who couldn't make it. Thank you for letting me know. I said I'd give you a shout out. And she's just got stuff on. And I said, and she said, but I know I can watch the replay. I said, you absolutely can for a whole entire year. And so this is me leveraging my light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And it's not like everybody needs to come in this next week. And if you don't come in the week, that's it. I'm shutting it down. I'm taking it down. No, why would I? Because this is for my readers. As I go out and share my book and take my book on a virtual book tour, run Amazon ads, run YouTube ads as part of my badass spiritual business model, then every single reader I want to go through. So well done if you are a reader. And Yaz and I know you, Robin, have both got the book. Thank you. The links and stuff to my YouTube channel and my courses are in my book, right? That is creating a badass spiritual business vision board and creating a space, YouTube, to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. That was my life purpose and my contribution. And my North Star is like getting this book into the hands of as many people as I can and giving them the free course that goes inside the book that helps them to start their YouTube channel and build their author and authority platform. So that's my North Star of like, how can I reach the people that I'm here to serve, but do it on replay again and again. So I've written my book, which was on my vision board, and I got it to #1 in 7 categories in 7 days on pre-order. Gave myself a year to write it, and Robin has forwarded the book for me in here. So I really do appreciate it. And so now I teach my co-authors and my authors and my masterminders how to write their book. Be it creating a badass spiritual business vision board, like dream big, like really dream big, and don't be afraid. But that compass is about leveraging. And so I could just created some videos and not invited anybody to watch me create a video. This is me just creating a video on my YouTube channel. Like, it's lit, incredible. Yeah, it feels incredible. And a badass spiritual business vision board challenge, this challenge and bank 50K in 50 days is I'm going to support you in coming to my masterclass. And again, I'll share that with you. It's on my YouTube channel, on my website and on my YouTube channel. I'll stream my masterclass live on my YouTube channel on the last Monday of the month at 3 p.m. UK time. So make sure you guys are subscribed. And it's in my channel trailer on my YouTube channel. And so I talk about spiritual business book marketing on YouTube and banking 50K in 50 days. It's absolutely incredible. Like, and it started with a vision. If I didn't have the vision, I wouldn't be clear on speaking to you, not only doing it for myself, but doing it for you guys and feeling really good about marketing. Because there's times where we're like, oh God, I hate marketing. I love it. This is me marketing. This compass of leveraging my light work and lifestyle on YouTube is me marketing. Thank you, Robin, for that. Thank you, Yaz. So moving up the emotional scale. So we know this with manifesting. So raising your vibration with the emotional scale. So this whole vision board is based on freedom. I talk about freedom. And so this is Abraham Hicks's emotional scale. And there's 22 points of emotion. So when you're spiraling up or when you're spiraling down. So you might as well say this is self-funk or this is self-flow. This is a poverty consciousness. This is a prosperity consciousness, right? Thoughts and feelings. And so we want to be spiraling up as much as possible, but we're okay. We don't beat ourselves up when we experience contrast. Contrast is good. Like, night and day and light and dark, etc. It's fine, right? So the higher vibration, which is freedom, so joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation. When we journal, we want to be journaling and rating our vibration to feel that as much as we possibly can. The tipping point, we don't have to feel it 100%, not at all, but the tipping point, rather than 50-50 or less on the low vibration, even 51% on a daily basis, you are good to go, right? So number 2, passion, up the emotional scale. 3, enthusiasm. 4, positive expectation and belief. 5, optimism. 6, hopefulness. 7, contentment. That's up, on and upward. That's, you're good. Now, when you do the vision board challenge with me on your life purpose, notice how you feel. We're going to talk about this emotional scale every day. How do you feel about your life purpose genuinely, right? You can comment, but you can come and get some coaching on this. So when we feel like we're spiraling down, which we all do, then we notice the feeling and the thoughts that spiral us up. So what we want to do is see the patterns and spiral up. And when we spiral down, spiral up faster. So we don't dwell in shit for like a week. We spiral up faster. So spiraling down is when you start to feel bored, or you're 9, pessimism, or 10, frustration, or irritation, or impatience, right? Or 11, overwhelmment, when we're I'm just too overwhelmed, it's too much. Well, you're spiraling down. So figure out how to feel hopeful, right? Then you spiral up. That's all it is. Feeling those thoughts and those feelings, or doing something, or stepping away to feel a different feeling, right? Disappointment, you will feel those feelings. Disappointed is 12. 11, doubt. We all doubt, like, oh, I'm doubting myself. Like, Not anymore, I don't. I'm good to go. Worry, blame, discouragement, anger, revenge, hatred, rage, jealousy, insecurity, guilt, and worthiness. So most of us as light workers, we're like, I don't feel those things. But when it comes to insecurity or guilt or unworthiness, big badge, right? I felt that unworthiness to the point where I went to the Millionaire Mind Intensive seminar and I broke through that barrier of feeling unworthy, right? And so that's me as a light worker going for a spiritual awakening. When we feel unworthy, right? It's like, okay, how do we vibrate at a higher frequency? How do we vibrate at what I say, the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency? Remember, I said about the acronym. So we're rising and we're residing at that Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency. That is what the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge is about, right? Your vibration affects me, my vibration affects you. We know that we're connected, and then we're like, I hate all people and people are wonky. I've said it. So 22, the lowest vibrational frequency. So imagine going from fear to freedom. Like we do what we need to do, right? Fear, grief, depression, powerlessness, victim. Now I went through my awakening and boom, grief was a lot. And fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. Have you felt those feelings? How is this? So we dedicate a whole entire day to managing our feelings, our emotions, because when we don't, then we go down the emotional scale. And I'll go a little bit faster. Listen, the law of vibration. It's the law of vibration, not the law of attraction. So this actually ties in. So hopefully you're seeing the momentum of why I'm sharing so much with you. And again, all these links are in the online teaching portal. All right. So, and I haven't got too much longer to go. I want to respect your time. Let me see. Okay, cool. Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist. I just put this book away. When you want something, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you achieve it. Does it feel like that? It doesn't always. So I watched The Secret. It says I watched The Secret as many millions of viewers did. I went back home and started to visualize what I wanted in my life, and it did. I didn't want inner peace, love, or more compassion. No, I wanted $10 million in a small aluminium briefcase, which would solve all my company's woes and set me up for a good life. I visioned walking down the street, finding this briefcase resting on the sidewall, and I would simply carry it back home with me and live happily ever after. I practiced visualizing for 30 days straight. I never did see the 10 million or that silver briefcase. Fast forward a few years, after reading a few classics, As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, Think and Grow Rich, Ask and It Is Given. I love all of those books by Jerry and Esther Hicks. I began to understand how the laws of the universe really work. The law of attraction does work. However, first, we need to understand the underlying laws that govern the universe, the law of vibration. I consider myself a low vibration teacher. The law of vibration, everything is energy. I know we know, but sometimes you need a reminder. It moves and it vibrates. Everything that we see ourselves, everything that we can see ourselves, the people that are around us, the chair that we're sitting on, while we're reading this article, the tall oak tree outside the window, tiny atoms, light, dust on a table, our thoughts, others' thoughts vibrate at a specific frequency. The Badass Spiritual Business Vision Board is about the frequency, visualizing, journaling our thoughts, right? And so what is the law of attraction? Every thought vibrates, every thought radiates a signal, and every thought attracts a matching signal back. We call this the process of the law of attraction. The law of attraction says that which likens unto itself is drawn. And so you might see the law of attraction as the sort of universal manager that sees to it that all thoughts that match one another line up. Ask and it is given. Simply put, like attracts like. So it goes on and it says we must be passionate about our intentions. And again, comes back to intentions, intentional living. So we've got to have faith and let go. Let's tune into the right vibration station. So the intentional living codes, you cracking that code, right, is just raising your vibration on daily. Basically, all sums up, just raise your vibration. Spiritual awakening, real quick. And then I'm going to give you your homework. What is a spiritual awakening? Spiritual awakening, it's a huge topic, and this is a lengthy post. I'm not going to go through all of it. I get it. You're busy. Let's start with a brief overview. There's more below and plenty of posts on this blog to answer your specific questions. So when you went for an awakening, did you look up like, what is happening to me? And we've all come through that word, spiritual awakening. So it says, in brief, the process. A spiritual awakening reveals a part of reality. A process starts that dissolves issues and attachments. If that doesn't occur, you've had a spiritual opening. You have to make a choice to accept reality, or that process soon stops. You learn practices to remove the illusions, unresolved issues and attachments. You go through reconciliations with reality to abide in a spaciousness. You relearn or reimagine, repattern yourself consciously so that you don't revert to unconscious patterns, basically. You can realize that you are totally free to be and change any aspect of yourself that you need, right? So that's the gist of it. And so there've many spiritual awakening experiences. If you've had a spiritual awakening in terms of your contribution or your health or your emotions or your environment or your relationships or your spirituality or your financial freedom, I want to hear about it. I'm going to talk about sharing your spiritual awakening story in our co-author book series, because other people need to know what it is that you've been through. And I promise I've got like 10-15 minutes left. Spiritual alchemy, the 7 mystical stages of symbolism. So I want to say, I read this and I want to say, wait a minute, what the process of spiritual alchemy is. While physical alchemy is concerned with altering and transforming the properties within matter. And I know that there's many of my students that call themselves alchemists. We are all alchemists, but different people are waking up to that alchemy process, but really waking up to alchemy. So while physical alchemy is concerned with altering and transforming the properties within matter, excuse me, spiritual alchemy is concerned with freeing your spiritual self, which is obscured within you by unrefined parts of your ego. Robin, you'll love this. E.g., your fears, shadows, a personal beliefs, or self-loathing, or what that is. Going through a spiritual awakening is essential to this journey of alchemy, right? Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of spiritual alchemy is its objective to free you from core wounds, core beliefs, soul loss, and other self-destructive personality structures to help you live freely and joyfully. Now, spiritual awakening, I say it's rude, but when we go through it, there's so many gifts on the other side. It births so much light. It's not about resisting spiritual awakening. It's about going through it and saying, actually, this is painful, but I know that I'm going to get to the other side, and I'm actually going to want to be around other people. And we have a book launch club for our, let me just share this real quick. So we have a book launch club for our co-author book. So if you haven't been part of this, I haven't put it on the Google Doc, I may, but this is a book club, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365, the Soul Legacy Journal. And so I will have our co-authors, and depending on when you're watching this, the 22nd of April, we're launching a book about our spiritual awakening stories on life purpose, again, health, emotions, environment, relationships, spirituality, and financial freedom. You're going to hear your stories in our stories. And then the 6th of May is in the paperback. So if you have, and then we have the Spiritual Ascension After Show and a Spiritual Alchemy giveaway, right? So if you have a spiritual awakening story, and I'm going to talk about this more on spiritual freedom, to share with the world, then I am seeking co-authors to share their story. So if you look me up on Facebook or on LinkedIn, Iona Meade, then I will have on the 19th of December, I've got a co-author collab call. And what I will do is have every December be a call for co-authors for our co-author book. I just wanted to share that before we jump off. So segment intending, have you heard of segment intending? Let me know if you have heard of it. And this is an Abraham Hicks's term. And so segment intending, so we know that alchemy and the illusion and our habits and our actions, but how do we do that in summary? So segment intending is the law of attraction practice for consciously setting a desired feeling, remember, or outcome for specific chunks or segments of your day, like a commute or a meeting or even getting out of bed, to align your energy and create more positive experiences rather than letting your day just happen by default. How many times have we done that? Autopilot, right? So it's about defining your intention for the next scene. So imagine how you're launching your day now, how you're leading your day, and how you're leaving your day. And again, I do an entire year of coaching on this. And so I help you to build out your day so it's in alignment with your vision board. It doesn't make sense if we've just got this badass spiritual business vision board and then, okay, now what? We're going to just go doom scroll on social media. No, we're going to segment and intend our day, and we are going to be waking up refreshed and visualizing, playing our vision board, remember, and segment intending our day, meaning adding the layers of our day. And this will make more sense as we go through the vision board challenge. But as you create your vision board, you're going to imagine yourself living with intention and having the next scene, the next chapter, the next story of your life be what it is that you want it to be, actually manifesting on purpose rather than manifesting by default. So whether it's for a smooth drive or a focused work task, or stepping into it with that focus, positive energy, allowing the universe to handle the details. So here I am doing the vision board challenge. I visualize this, and I visualize next year, and I visualize our success, and I'm visualizing you guys coming into the Telegram group and sharing. And that's my grandbaby, so cute. And so it's about that, the chunks of your day, building up your day to be in alignment with the vision board. And again, I'll share that as we move forward. Defining segments. Break your day into distinct parts: your morning routine, your travel, setting intentions, focus on the feeling, shifting your energy, etc. And I can't go into all of this now, but I do leave the link for you to do any of the research. Now, we've got bucket list items. We've got this guide inside the Facebook group, and then I'm going to give you your homework. So stay with me for your homework. All right. I knew. So Robin says, I've got to run. See you soon. Love you and all you do. Thank you. Beautiful. I appreciate it. Yes, you've heard of it. Cool. And so I know, Robin, you'll come back and you'll watch the replay. And I wanted to get done for an hour and a half, but I'm going over a little bit as I engage with you guys. And I just love it. So I will get done in a few more minutes. I don't want to miss anything. So bucket list. Have you heard of a bucket list? And yes, I know you have. So a number of experiences or achievements that a person hopes to accomplish during their lifetime. So people say, before you die, have a bucket list. So we want to create bucket list items on our vision board as well. And so every single area, we want to have a bucket list item. So this is about fulfilling your life purpose. So there's loads of ideas of what's on a bucket list, and you are mentoring, volunteering, starting a scholarship fund, serving from a local board, teaching a skill, organizing a community event, writing a book, publishing, we're doing that, creating a digital agency, record your life story, all these things that you might want to do that you put on your vision board. Now, this is a 4-step guide to how to visualize what you want and how to get it. And I talked about us having a Facebook group, and this is in our Facebook group, right? So you can go into the files of the Facebook group and you can download this. It is in the homework and it is in my masterclass, but I wanted to include it here. If you join the Facebook group, you've got the Google Doc that I was talking about, you've got the Telegram, you've got where you can join for the co-authors and the masterclass that I'm talking about, and even a free chapter group coaching VIP day, which I will share with you. And then how you can connect with other lightworkers who want to build their author and authority platform, want to have their life purpose go big in 2026. So all year round, you can come and you can join that group. And so again, so this, how to visualize what you want and how to get it, in the Google Doc is in here as well. All right, so you'll go through that. And so inside that guide, and I had one of my, I've lost the pieces that were inside it. I had one of my students go through this guide before this vision board challenge when I first did it in December 2020. And it's here. She went through this and actually manifested so much. And people were like, how are you manifesting that much? She manifested like a retreat land within 6 months. We'd done it for like a year. So many things in her family, all the things were just manifested. Let me take this down. Riaz says, I got to catch it later. I accomplished loads on the bucket list. I have to take Scooby out. He's been crossing his legs for right now. Oh, thank you. And I wanted to get done like in the 90 minutes, and I'm over 15 minutes. So I do appreciate you. And it will be 90 minutes for day 2, but I really want to go into the rest of this. You can always catch the replay. And Yaz and Robin, I know that you've been here before. So thank you. So in this guide, there's a testimonial. And it says, I set out on what has become an exciting, can I make that bigger? No, I can't. An exciting, inspiring journey after having made a deliberate decision to change specific aspects of my life. Several months passed dedicated to analyzation, research, and progress. With the support of my family and like-minded people and professionals who shared their knowledge and advice for free and in abundance, I gratefully continued my journey step by step. And subsequently, I was introduced to Iona Meade, and this was in 2012. All right. So she says, Dear Iona, your work and your personality resonate with me. The guidance, authenticity, genuine care, warmth, and the warmth that you provide are taking my journey further than originally intended and in a more holistic direction. Your literature has equipped me with empowering strategies regarding shifting thinking processes, structured analyzation, increased efficiency potential, identifying specific goals and taking action in accordance with those goals. Your impact on my life has been very inspiring and nurturing in nature. For that, I'm truly grateful. So inside the guide is an introduction to the 7 freedoms. And remember, you can have coaching on this and the benefits of visioning. And then step 1 of the guide, we've got some exercises back to the future and the future and everything that you've ever wanted, the love fest. And what I would say is the sample day of your light work and your lifestyle is really, really important to know the kind of day that you actually want to have. That is your badass day, right? And so step 2, set your 7 freedom soul-inspired plan. They say, without a plan, you plan to fail. And step 3 is take a soul path aligned action. Step 4 is ask, believe, and soul download it. If you don't believe it, then it doesn't really happen, does it? That's part of the law of attraction. All right, I believe that we are going to go into the homework. So I talked about this, the rating your vibrational frequency. And what I would say is you rate in your light work and your lifestyle. Think of your light work, your contribution is Monday in your life purpose. You want to be contributing to your life as well. And so eventually we will have all areas of your life, and then we will see how high you are vibrating. And so we say CFM. So imagine when we get to the end of the week, we're doing this on a daily basis in the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. And by the end of the week, so you can do this and rate it between a 1 and 11. So if you rate at a 1, you could potentially have a score of 7 at the end of the week. Or if you rate an 11 a week, you could potentially have a score of 77 or anything else in between. So you add up your scores at the end of the week. And if you are a student of mine, you will come on the 7 Freedoms Frequency Call-in Gym and we will work through this. And so Robin said is the compass. So that North Star guiding you, that soul guidance. So spirituality and spiritual business success without doing busy work, being broke and experiencing burnout is where I want to guide you. So soul work and homework, manifesting that spiritual business and life work balance. And so hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I'm going to give you a recap and share about the days and getting into the Facebook group again. So canva.com is where you'll go, and we will eventually visualize launching, leading and leaving your day with ease, grace and flow. So you want to have a video montage at the end of this challenge, all right? Yay. So top priority goals and bucket list, think of those, write this down, the journaling, come and get some clarity, ask for, get any questions answered. Again, this is a vision board party and a podcast. We have a co-author book, and we also have, I mentioned on my vision board, a virtual retreat, 7 days to plan a spiritual virtual retreats, workshops, and masterminds with me, Iona Meade. That is part of my vision. It will be the third week of May, 2026, and I have just created the Facebook group. And when I created the Facebook group, one of my co-authors said, I said, never guess what, create this. And she said, are you taking people in? I was like, I'm not taking people in yet. I literally just created it. So the Bank 50K in 50 days coaching. So we've got the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge, and now we've got the Bank 50K in 50 days coaching. So you can request the Google Doc if you haven't already, and that has got everything in there, right? So you make a copy, join the Telegram group. You can, if you go into the homework, you'll get coaching. There's the playlist for this vision board challenge in here. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's the 7 Freedoms Calling Gym, which I mentioned about getting coaching. It's $77 a month. If you are in the online teaching portal, you've been participating, I will give you a coupon code and you can come into that. Come into the Telegram group, and then I can just say, here you are, and give you 2 hours of coaching. There's an intake form on that. I will be giving 50 people a one-on-one session. It's called the Bank 50K in 50 days model. So it's a one-on-one spiritual business book and course creation breakthrough session. And so I've got testimonials on my YouTube channel for that. You can check it out, the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So there are 50 coupon codes for those of you who are active, and I will be reaching out over the next 50 days until I think it's 30th or 31st of January. I may do another round, but I probably will do the free chapter group coaching VIP day next. This gives you the days of the live streams, the 8th to the 14th of December. Next year, this same Google Doc will just be updated, all right? So keep the Google Doc, come back again and again. I said to you that I like freedom. So I'm giving you the Google Doc, and people go, oh my gosh, there's so many links in the Google Doc. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, whatever then, because it's really for you. And so the files with the how to visualize what you want and how to get it, I've given you links because people say, Iona, where's the link? I'm like, in the Google Doc. So I haven't got to faff about with it and all the things. So again, win 2 hours of coaching. And I'm going to share with you how to get an entire year of coaching with me on my masterclass. And again, the link is in here as well. So day 1, this is day 1 here. Day 2 for health freedom, day 3 emotional freedom, day 4. So whenever you go through this, imagine this. So whenever anybody goes through this throughout 2026, they've now, like for day 1, they've got the replay. So you're either watching this on the live or watching it on the replay. And so you're welcome. So I literally put this in here because I didn't want to just say, oh, well, it's a 7-day challenge and everybody has to, and I don't know why it's a bit wonky. Everybody has to be there when people have got commitments, and I understand that. I've got commitments too. So I wanted to do this on replay, and it's every single year. And so you can journal with me this Bank 50K in 50 days. And again, the guide, all that I do is repetitive. It's like serving on steroids. This is my badass spiritual business vision board. My this YouTube channel has this YouTube challenge scheduled out even for next year. Like, I'm not stressed with my badass spiritual business. All of these are created. You can click in them. You can click on the calendar links. They're scheduled out for 7 years. Like, I don't have to touch it. You can be here clicking away, and I'll say, oh, you know, come to the Soul Legacy Academy, or come to my masterclass. It's on my YouTube channel. It's on the channel trailer. Here's the live stream for the masterclass. Here's the playlist for the masterclass. Here's my masterclass bonuses. I'm going to share with you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your high-paying soul clients. I've got cheat sheets. I've got e-workbooks. I've got a 1-page plan, all for you. It's coaching for my students, and I'm bringing it onto my YouTube channel. It's marketing, my marketing, and I love it. So this is my badass spiritual business vision board. And so the free chapter group coaching VIP day is on the 18th of December. So if you want some badass spiritual business coaching, and you want to come into what I'll share with you, my mastermind on the 4-hour free training. And so that 4-hour free training is epic. And I talk about the spiritual business book marketing on YouTube. And so I wrote my book, and I share with my co-authors to collaborate collaborate in a co-author book series with me, but also write their own book as well. And so when you're marketing with your book, there's back end of your business that you want to be aligned with. And so this free chapter group coaching VIP day, I am saying I will support you in another 4 hours after the masterclass, but only book in if you want to see about working with me deeper in my mastermind. And I'll share with you more about the mastermind on the masterclass, etc. Again, the Facebook group, the media, the breakthrough session, obviously I've got that twice. And then we have our monthly call. And again, this is scheduled out for 7 years. And so let me just walk you over here real quick. So that's the vision board stuff, that inside the vision board challenge, inside the portal, the vibrational money, our bank 50K in 50 days, Trello board. I'm going to go through this more tomorrow because I want to respect your time. There's testimonials for this session. We've got a Facebook group for female entrepreneurs in spiritual business. We've got a LinkedIn group, new one, for male entrepreneurs in spiritual business, but everybody can come to that monthly call. And so in here, I'm live in here right now, right there. So I'm live in there. I'm quite dark actually. And there's the homework and all the links that I've mentioned. And then inside is the masterclass. I put everything, whenever you're watching this. So the 15th of December is the next masterclass in 6 days from this live. And then in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and we'll go right throughout 2026. So I've created what I call a badass spiritual business. I've created a business that doesn't need me to be there all the time or walking you through this. And you're like, gosh, it's such a lot of work, but it's taken a lot of work. One, for me to create 50K is like 50K. Like to some people, that's a dream. Now you have to be a version of you who's running a business, who has a business model that could receive the 50K. So we do homework, right? Part of your badass spiritual business is doing the maths and the vibrational money and then being in alignment with this 1-page plan. And so we've got next year's challenge, and then I've got replays from when I've done this vision board challenge before. I love it. And then we've got the journal, right? So we've got Contribution Freedom Monday. So come with me and journal with me. This is a whole course on visualization, on journaling. And so the guide is in here, how to visualize what you want and how to get it. In here is a month's value of coaching. So the 7 Freedoms Frequency Call in Gym. I love it. I love walking my students through it. The Soul Legacy Wheel, everything that I mentioned is in here. Just a clearer, the prompts for the North Star, your journal. And again, if you want to share your spiritual awakening story, co-authors, you can send an email at submissions@soullegacyacademy.com. I'm really excited how to create the vision board if you've got tech stuff. The co-author collab call, there's a recording of the co-author collab call. There's a video on the co-author page. If you want to and you resonate with becoming a co-author, come to our next co-author collab chat. The dates are on my calendar. This co-author book series and this vision board challenge is set to run for 7 seasons. We're now on season 1. And so I went through my awakening through the dark night of the soul, and this intentional living was me moving through my awakening. My co-authors have stories from every single area of the 7 freedoms, and we will share them. And then we will be putting our book out there. And so if you are a co-author of mine, I'm super excited to not only see your story in the book, but actually share with you how to get your story out there, how to reach the people who are still going through what it is that we've been through. That's the vision. That's the badass spiritual business vision. We have a co-author group. We have the book readers group. Again, I'm organized, and we have a co-author page. All right. So, and then tomorrow is health freedom. So while you do your vision boards, we want to be looking after yourself. And you may have had an awakening through vision boards. All right. I think I am done. Oh, one last thing is when we do our vision boards, what we want to do is, and I will share this, is building up our life with what it is that we're actually doing. So as we do our contribution, our calendars will then become colorful with the intentional living code. So we're going to layer each area. So for me, I've said how I want to contribute. And so right now, today is it's the 8th of December. And so annually, I have this vision board challenge at 7:30 all week, annually. And so I have my daily lives, the podcast, annually. I have my monthly call monthly, right? And so the Seven Freedoms call monthly. So I've really created what I call a badass spiritual business, and I absolutely love it. We don't just create the vision board, we now take that into our world, our life, and segment intend our day, layered by our contribution, layered by our health, and then our emotions, our environment, our relationships, our spirituality, and our financial freedom. So we are launching our day, leading our day, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. So I mentioned all of that there. Come to the Telegram group and I can coach you through this. Spending our vibrational money is fun. Like being in alignment, and what you spend your vibrational money voucher on is huge. And so values, my values for contribution is in integrity and having that honesty. And so contribution, I say having that soul intention and an expression of how you want to contribute. And so for me, I say I'm so happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate being in an integrity-based and honest author and authority on my area of expertise. I feel at peace with being in integrity and honest. I love acting and moving as one with my author and authority status. I walk my talk as myself, being in integrity and honest, and as an honest author and authority, and acknowledge my daily spiritual morning, evening, and nighttime routines, supporting me to live an intentional life. And we've gone 2 hours. On the Seven Freedoms, in the actual Telegram group, I will share the soul income game and I will have some winners. Again, we have the monthly call. I've gone over all of that. Soul speaking into existence. And maybe having the wall chat. And again, all of that stuff is in the online teaching portal. I'm super excited. I don't think I need to go through the recap for the Facebook group. I think we are done vibrationally. I say I show up, I speak out, and serve deep. When we've got our own mantra, and that's what I say for our community, showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. When we've got our own mantra, we just say it over and over again and live in alignment with that. And I say soul funk versus soul flow. And I say everything I touch turns to gold. You know that whole Midas touch thing? We want it, everything that we touch, we want it to turn to gold. So soul funk versus soul flow. We want to set our intentions as soul wise. We want to look at the soul path and look for evidence of what it is that we're manifesting and say thank you, express gratitude. Soul family influence and soul tribe impact. That comes from our soul income. All right. So step 1, sign up for the replays for the homework. This is a recap. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, the playlist. Come into the Facebook group if you haven't already. Read this post. I love this. So this is a post for you to read. Let me just make it smaller so it doesn't jump. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Not now. I'm actually going to read it. Thank you for staying on with me. I appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot, actually. Time is time, and everybody says, oh, I don't have time. But, and I didn't expect to go for 2 hours, but tomorrow is going to be a shorter day. I'm going to have to read it tomorrow, aren't I? Yeah, it's not doing it. I don't know why. So I say I am an ambitious light worker, and I commit to creating my badass spiritual business vision boards to manifest the spiritual life and life purpose-led business I love. It's not doing it. Why is it not doing it? Hang on. I love this statement. I will pick it up. Oh, there we go. I've done that bit. Oh, I can't do it. It won't. It's in the online teaching portal in here somewhere. We'll do it tomorrow. I mean, yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. I'll pick it back up tomorrow and say the statement. I love it. Hang on, let's see. I am ready to set my soul's intentions every day and have been listening to the universe and my soul's guidance to be here. So now I see, hear, and feel the signs and synchronicities. I agree to commit to taking action aligned soul-guided action steps daily to manifest the images on my life purpose, health, emotional, environmental, relationship, spiritual, and financial vision board. I have a knowing nudging me forward, and I am a high vibe light worker, and I raise my vibrational frequency every day as I manifest more spiritual life work balance now and every day. And so it is. And so you can join me on the podcast, and you can join me in the Global Networking Hub and come and network with others who are going through this. I love it. And others who are co-authors as well. And so they're my vision boards that I've done, the Vibrational Money Voucher, and our Trello board. This is the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. If you're a student of mine, you will have seen this. Having that spiritual business and life work balance. Okay, let's go into the Global Networking Hub, and then I am going to pop off. So this is the soullegacyacademy.com. And right here, it says the Global Networking Hub for Soul Guided Influencers. You'll see anything that you're enrolled in. If you're enrolled in the free masterclass, if you're enrolled in the Vision Board Challenge, in the Global Networking Hub, etc., you'll see that in your enrollments here, because some people say I can't find it. But the Global Networking Hub is, I'll show you. Hang on. In Hub 2, we have this Vision Board Challenge. And in Hub 1, we have a Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge. Now, this is my contribution. This is what I wanted to contribute. So this is the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge. If you have a movement, and if you want to come into a community, it's a free community in the Soul Legacy Academy. That's my contribution. And I say I use this for my students, and I bring it into a space where you can do this. You don't have to invest in the $7.77. You don't even have to come and coach with me, but I wanted to offer a free space. So this space has co-authors in it once a month. And we had our last call on the, was it the 1st? 1st of December, last Monday. And the next one is the 5th of January. And then every single month on the first Monday of the month, come and join people who are wanting to be visible and who also have a movement and will share their message. So my vision for creating a badass spiritual business is having a movement and aligning that with my money. So this is free in the Global Networking Hub. And I told you I created a badass spiritual business. Many people are like, oh, go out and build a list. I'm like, no, build a legacy, build a call list, go out and bring your soul tribe to add value to their lives, whether they buy from you or not. Like literally, you can go through this Vision Board Challenge. You can come to the podcast daily. It's such a beautiful process. You've watched me all this time. You've seen just how powerful living intentionally is, and just how powerful creating a badass, hopefully you've seen how powerful creating a badass spiritual business vision board is. Thank you so much, Yaz. Thank you so much, Robin. Thank you for everybody who watches on the replay. Thank you for watching now. I don't see your comments, but I see that you're on still. People have opted in, people have hopped out, and that's absolutely fine. We're here for a whole entire year throughout 2026. I will be setting my intentions to really live into the vision, and I've done the back end of my business, and I have that one-page plan that I will share with you on the masterclass. Here's to banking 50K in 50 days and creating a badass spiritual business vision board and having a party doing it like every single December. This is where I am on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for sharing this out. Thank you for the comments, all the comments on the replay, and do body up with others and go through this and just really take your time. And sometimes people go, oh, it's just such a lot, but what else would you be doing, right? In order to bank 50K in 50 days, what would you be doing? In order to reach financial freedom, move up and down, up the emotional scale on a daily basis, what else would you do? It's amazing. I love it. I will see you on day 2 for health freedom. Take care.